Okay, last week we learned about coccidiosis, the disease. This week we're preventing it. So an animal will develop their own natural immunity to coccidiosis in their first season. As farmers, it's our job to tip the scales in their favour before they develop this immunity. What does it involve? Well, it involves simple, practical things, keeping calving and lambing pens disinfected with products we know will kill coccidia, keeping troughs off the ground, keeping troughs away from poached areas, preventing access to water courses post-turnout. However, coccidia can be extremely tough, resilient organisms, very, very hard to kill, and sometimes it's inevitable that they'll get into our system. What you'll often find is that farmers will move in with anti-coccidial compounds, timed strategically in a preventative fashion to stop coccidiosis down the line. The typical active ingredients you're talking about there are diclazural or toltrazural, which is found in Chanelle's own Shanox product. So what we're actually doing with anti-coccidials like Shanox is giving the animal some level of exposure to the disease, but then moving in to save the day, disrupting the life cycle, just before that disease has a chance to develop into the clinical symptoms that we associate with coccidiosis. So we know it takes around 21 days from ingestion to clinical symptoms for coccidiosis. So we move in around day 10, day 14. We're timing it perfect to disrupt that life cycle, but we've also given the animal long enough to develop their own immunity down the line. So on a typical Irish farm, you're talking about going in 10 to 14 days post-turnout, 10 to 14 days after the animals have been moved to a new rearing pen or a new environment that they're going to be able to pick up coccidia in.